Jennifer Sievers with the Sievers Real Estate Team. Thanks for joining us for a coffee break this fine Friday afternoon. I'm actually excited to present to you Nicole Betcher. She's one of the owners of SERVPRO, and she'll be able to share with you some of the ways that their company can help do restoration and remediation if you happen to have a disaster in your house. Like maybe you have a leak, a fire, or something like that. They can come in and make it look like nothing ever happened. And also, she's going to tell you what they do to clean up after maybe you had an active COVID case in your space. That rhymes, I didn't mean for that to happen. But maybe you're a business that's going to reopen, or maybe you're even a personal home and you've had someone in the home with COVID. She can explain to you what they do to basically clean and sterilize the home so that you don't have any worries. All right? With that, Nicole Betcher.
Hello, Team Sievers audience. I'm Nicole. I am with SERVPRO, and I am happy to talk to you about educating you guys as first-time home buyers or even experienced home buyers on things to look for when you're searching for that perfect home. So again, I'm Nicole and I'm with SERVPRO. We are active here in Gig Harbor in North Tacoma. We also go to Mason County. So if you know anybody that might need some more help or information on any of this, they are always welcome to call us at our office. And we are a business that operates 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. We always have somebody on call. These are a few, if not limited to a bunch of the services that we provide. Everything is residential and commercial, and we provide let's see here, evaluations for water damages, fire damages, mold mitigation. We also provide evaluations, like Jennifer said, for COVID cleanups. We can also provide precautionary cleaning, and then we can also do crime scene cleanups, unexpected death cleanups, and we also are your #1 go-to for upholstery cleanings. We offer a large range of services that we can provide. You can always look us up and find us on www.servproofgigharbor.com. So let's talk about when you're buying a house, right? There is always going to be, unfortunately, something that happens that is unexpected. I wish that we could say that water restoration was something that you could plan for. Typically, it doesn't happen that way. Usually it's right before you go away for a really long vacation period, or it's while you're away on a vacation period. And unfortunately, you don't usually put, when you're back in your checkbook and budgeting, you don't say, oh, you know what, I am expecting a fire damage this week, so I'm going to put aside, so-and-so money. So that's not how it works. So we do water and storm mitigation. As a homeowner, what I encourage is that you know what your insurance policy is, that you know your insurance company, that you are friends and have a relationship with your insurance agent. Those are the people that are going to help walk you through a lot of the things that we help facilitate. So as you can see, this is a storm damage. This is water. And if I'm going to go to this next picture, I hope you can see, this is Gina. She's one of our great employees, but I'm going to point to her boot. She is standing in about 2 to 3 inches of water. This was storm water, an outside source. So your insurance policy, you will know that not all outside source water is covered. So when we come in and we try to extract a lot of that water, sometimes people are thinking it's going to be, oh, what, $100, $200? Try again. Sometimes it's a lot more than that. So always be prepared and know your policy. Read it. If you have questions, it's not silly to ask. It's not silly to want to educate yourself on what you know about your policy. Some of the fire or water damages that we deal with are typically from appliances. Your refrigerator line, water line, your dishwasher water line, a washing machine. I was just watching the Brady Bunch where Bobby decides that he wants to clean his own clothes before his family finds out, and he puts the whole thing of suds in the washing machine, and then it's overflowing. There's suds everywhere. Don't do that. But so your typical appliances around your house every day are possible potential water damages. We had a friend that called and she said, hey, I'm really embarrassed, but I have mold behind my dishwasher. I don't know where it came from. So we came in and we saw that this little area right here, that's the mold. But as we started mitigating and pulling away the source, we found that the mold had went below the flooring and into the subfloor. It covered a large range. So what we do is we remove all the affected material, and then we treat it with special product, and then we create a really cool, what word am I looking for? Containment, there it is. And then we tape it off, and then we regulate the environment. We make sure that that temperature is not going to cause any more mold growth or any more damage or rot or potential rot. So, and that's something that we do. Depending on the size of the job, our services can range anywhere from 5 to 7 days, less or more, give or take. It depends on what area is being damaged. This is a lovely one. This was a refrigerator right here. The line broke and it covered the whole kitchen floor. So what I suggest to you as homeowners is check those water lines. Check them about once a year. If you want to be a little bit more proactive, maybe once every 6 months. But those plastic lines are not meant for durability. They're not there to last lifetimes, unfortunately. And when they do pop a break, they do spread substantial coverage of water. Sometimes standing water where we have to come in and extract it all out. I realize I'm talking a lot with my hands. I apologize.
No, I do the same thing.
I know that we had more. Oh, no, that was it. I apologize. Also, when it comes to fires, we can come in and remediate after fire damages. That could be anything from bad wiring. We had one instance where a couple of raccoons came in and got into a garage and they knocked over a smoker. Somebody was smoking their fresh caught salmon, they knocked it over and caused a fire damage. Just recently, an RV refrigerator lost the what did I just say? RV refrigerator, the wiring went bad. It caught the RV on fire, and then it caught the boat next to it on fire inside a detached garage, and it burnt down to the floor. And that is a very, very, common case if you have that type of potential toy shed, or you just want to make sure that your electrical shut off is just kind of maintained and that it looks good. If you have questions, you can always call us. We have referrals, we have vendors that we use, and we can always try to aim you in the right direction. We have blogs on our webpage, and we are also available to call. So if you want to call us, we're available to speak. So if you want to call us, our staff is always there to help. They're knowledgeable. They can get the answers, and we're happy to communicate with you. So let's talk about COVID. I'm sick of talking about COVID. I don't know about you, but I am. So we have been doing precautionary cleanups. We have been doing active cases. As businesses are getting ready to open again, I know that you've had that long time of being closed and nobody's been in, nobody's been out. It's always best to have a better peace of mind for your customers and for yourself if you want to have a COVID cleaning. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you. It's very similar to how we go in for a biohazard cleaning. Biohazard is blood pathogen potential transfers of those, any kind of disease that you don't want to touch, you don't want to infect yourself with. So how do we do that? So we have, each of our employees has a really cool tote. This is to basically keep everything contained. Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so the flaps open up and they are basically prepared for a full day's work. We provide hand sanitation wipes and then a bunch of these respirator refills. And these go on to the mask like so, and then it attaches to the head.
I think you should put one on.
I will. If you'd like, I will.
So mean.
It's okay, I don't mind.
I've seen her do this before.
Yes, so, as like this, and this is fit for somebody else, you should, just FYI, Governor Inslee passed a law last year saying that you had to be tested by a doctor for a respirator. For any type of respirator, you need to be tested on how to wear those. So, just food for thought. Make sure that if you are a smoker, no judgment there, but you absolutely have to go in for a respirator fit test. So, that's what those look like. We wear those. Unfortunately, we are all out of our white PPE, And so I have yellow, yellow. This is a full bodysuit. It goes on and it zips up. It has a full hood, and then the respirator mask goes on over that. After that,
you're full sexy.
full on yellow deliciousness.
Banana.
Yeah,
The
banana.
with the respirator. Wow.
I mean, there's a lot of colors going on here. It's gonna be after you put on the full PPE. I mean, I could put it all on. You've got booties for your feet, and then you have heavy duty gloves. Okay. After everybody is fully suited up, we basically go into a office, or here, some of the places that I wrote down that we can service are churches, gyms, office space, restaurants, daycares, rest homes, movie theaters, anywhere that you can think of that are large gathering places. I didn't want to forget any, that's why I wrote it down. So, okay, so we're all suited up, we're ready to go in. We go in with a plan. Depending on the size of your structure, we can go through and section it out. We can quadrant it out. We can figure out how many people we want to go in to take care of the space as fast as possible and as thoroughly as possible. So we have what is called a fogger. In here, this is where the liquid goes. So I pour it in here. Can you hear that? Yeah, so that's where it is. And we have carts, so that way we can put it on because it gets a little heavy after a while. But then what we do is we turn it on, and then this nozzle right here is how it controls how big the spray is and how small the spray is, depending on the size of area that we want to cover. So as we do that, I'll try to turn it on here in just a second.
Sounds like a vacuum. I smell it.
Do you smell it?
I do. I smell it.
So how we go about is we basically cover areas. It's kind of like painting, invisible paint, right? You go through and you cover all the spaces that you can find up to 6 feet high. Then our techs will come in, and then we go through and wipe all hard surfaces, and that means everything from the walls to your handles to your desk to everything that could possibly be touched by a person. We go through and we do that. So the two things that we do with this is we have 2 different products. This is Benefect. This is one that you can find, and it's a time-based, and it doesn't really have an odor. It does have kind of like a thyme smell. It's organic, which is nice. And then this one is called SERVPRO. That's the one that was in this one, in the fogger. And so as I go through and I clean, you'll see that typically, now I'm doing this wrong because I want to just clarify. When we do fog, we need it to sit for about 10 minutes. So we need to let it just sit and kind of rest on the spot, on the surfaces. And then when we go in, we go through and then we start wiping, and we wipe it all down. SERVPRO, the one that is made by SERVPRO for SERVPRO, does not leave a residue, and it doesn't leave an odor. Benefect is the same way. It's more of the organic choice, but it is also something that doesn't leave a really strong odor that's going to give people headaches. So, are there any questions?
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
When you go into a business or any kind of place to do this treatment to fog and whatnot, am I correct in assuming that everyone needs to leave the building?
That is correct. Yes. So, here's the thing. When it comes to the cleaning, you can do a weekly. You can do a bi-weekly. You can do once a month. We don't suggest you do it every day because honestly, if you think about it, it's like sending a 2-year-old out and saying, okay, go outside in the mud, but don't play in the mud, and then you can come back in. It's not going to happen. You're going to have dirty surfaces. You're going to have things consistently trafficked in. And so for us, we don't recommend that you do it every day. And then, yes, you do have to be out of the office. And we can schedule a time to where we can come in before you guys come into the office. We can come in, our techs have been in an office and in a work environment 5:30 in the morning. So we are happy to accommodate to you to help give you that rest of mind and peace of mind for before you go into the office.
So how long does it typically take to treat before employees and whatnot can come back in?
Like I said, it just needs a dwell time of 10 minutes. And then after we go through and wipe everything off, depending on the, the area that we're cleaning, it could be anywhere from 2 hours to, I don't know, maybe 6 hours, depending on the size of the building and how much staff too. So we have 4 fire techs, and then we can always pull in some extra help from other labor services that can help us.
And if you've had an active COVID case, and that sounds really dramatic, but if you know you've had a person who has COVID in your facility, is it adequate to treat once and then be done, or do you need to go on like a regular cleaning program?
And again, that's all based on your comfortability. If you feel like, okay, let's just try to wipe it all out and make sure that we're being proactive on our end with our employees, I only recommend the once, depending on your comfortability. If you would rather do that bi-weekly, once a week, that's completely up to the employer or even the employees. The employees might want just that extra comfort.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, great. And have you done any recent treatments for COVID?
Yes, we have. We've been able to service some larger businesses. We've done a floral warehouse where it was a bulk. What word am I looking for? Not bulk, but not resale. What? Anyways, it's a distributor. Florist distributor. We went in, we cleaned their warehouse, and then we were also cleaning their offices. There's also been some places that they work with food, and we are able to go in. That's the nice thing about these 2 products is it does not affect any kind of food, any surfaces that the food is touching. So these are both great alternatives or options for you for cleaning. And we've been able to go ahead and go in, I think we've done about 7 COVID cleanings so far during this time period. And again, there's also a lot of precautionary, so there are people that want just a peace of mind.
So we have, Kelsey's asked a question, what is the difference between Lysol spray or UVC light? Or what is the difference between what you have and Lysol spray or UVC light?
Okay, great question. Thank you, Kelsey. Completely caught me off guard. So what we have here, the Benefect and the SERVPRO, those are both hospital-grade disinfectants. They've been tested. They're like a Lysol, but I would say that they are going to definitely treat a lot better. And then also, if you want to go ahead and tag your email on there, I would be happy to get you more information on that as well. But our products are hospital grade, and so it just makes a difference knowing that you can use it in a big facility where there's consistent viruses or bacteria going on.
And then she'd also like to know, is this really for big spaces rather than small office spaces?
No, we can do any surfaces, and the smaller offices are obviously going to be a lot quicker to do too. But we can do any space. Thank you for those questions.
And how long does the fog treatment last? So let's say you did it and concluded in 5 hours. How long are things sterile?
That's sterile as long as nobody comes in and
until people come in.
Again, it's like releasing the Tasmanian devil. You just don't know what's coming in and what's coming out. We can basically say everything's been sterilized and it's ready to go. We can't really say that we can prevent anything from coming in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much, Nicole,
Thank
for
you for
all of this
having
good
me.
information.
Thank you.
It's not only good information.
Oh,
well,
sorry.
we have to say
6 feet.
6 feet apart.
6 feet.
Oh, 6 feet. But she just fogged it, so...
I did.
And the smell doesn't smell bad.
No.
I mean, I can just tell that there was a fog in the air, but it doesn't smell.
It's not strong, it's not overpowering. No. I personally like it a lot, and it reminds me kind of going into the Y and you smell kind of like the chlorine smell. It just smells
It smells clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know that it's an indication that it was cleaned. So
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a mask of some kind of floral or lemony or,
No, and if you look
flavor.
here, you can see there's no residue. There's no, like powdery feeling or anything. You can't see like where we just wiped or touched your hands.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Of course,
Well-
now we're gonna have to clean it again because you touched it.
I'll clean before I leave, I promise.
No, this was so great. Actually, we've had a client recently who needed SERVPRO. They were in the closing process in escrow, and their dishwasher leaked, and
Yeah.
so caused a little bit of water damage. Luckily, it wasn't too bad, but they had a great experience with SERVPRO.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
And water, you know, it seems like it doesn't do much, but it really does do a lot of damage in a really short time. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, especially it's very common to have laminate flooring
Yes.
and not real wood, and that just kind of
Yeah.
soaks up the.
And you can always tell it bulges or it warps. You could definitely tell a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for all the information.
Thank you.
And how could people contact you if they want more information or if they want to use your services?
Absolutely. So you can just go on, you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, or on our webpage. It's www.servpro of Gig Harbor. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. You can look me up personally, and my name's Nicole. Last name is Betcher, Betcher. You can call our office. We're open again 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. And that's 253-851-6711. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Bye, guys.